Welcome back, everyone. Today I have a walkthrough of a very large game on a very interesting woodsball field. This video was shot at Paintball Depot in Belvedere, New Jersey on the 20th of May, 2017, and for whatever reason my camera did not record any sound for this game. This was, however, a very large, very long, and very interesting game, so I'll do a commentary instead. By the way, if anyone knows why the Contour sometimes records without sound and how to fix that problem, let me know, because it's kind of annoying that occasionally I get a video with no sound. Now this field is called the Valley because each team starts very high up, but in between there is a large valley where the players can go. It's generally not advisable to get caught down low in the valley when your opponents are above you, but one side of the field actually stays at the higher level all the way across, and that tends to be a bit of a choke point. That's where we're all going to go off the break. So here we go, and as you can see, we are trying to get all the way out to the right tape line to take that high road that goes all the way across the field. There's the road, and we are going beyond it all the way out to the tape line, and as you'll see in a few seconds, the opposing team is doing the same thing. We were actually able to eliminate a bunch of opposing players during this initial breakout phase of the game. A quick note about these two players right next to me here in the green shirt and then in front in the blue shirt. I was playing with them pretty much all day and they were absolutely fearless, constantly moving up the field and flanking. It was really great to be playing with them. There's an opposing player back in the trees just past where that player walked off, and we're able to eliminate him. And at this point, once that player is out, the game settles into kind of its second phase after the breakout. This second part of the game involves kind of a slow grinding advance up this tape line. This involves advancing in a number of steps, both out to the right and straight forward. This works best if you can have multiple people move at once, so that any opponents paying attention can't take all of them out simultaneously. You can see an example of this right here, where we have one person bump out to the right, and a second person moves into the tree that the first player vacated. I'm going to do the same thing here with this guy in blue. Here we go. Now we've both moved up, we both safely made it into our bunkers, and we now have a player further up the field. You can see way up there that our frontmost player just moved even further ahead, which gives you an idea of where I want to go next. But first, I have the opportunity to take out an opposing player that's way in the back but hanging out just a little bit too far. Now it's time to move up. And around the same time I was doing this, we had those players out on the right flank move up. You could see one right there in the stick bunker out to my right. So we are making excellent progress advancing on the opposing positions. From this position, I was able to eliminate the player in the wooden bunker along the right tape line ahead of us, which allowed one of our players that you just saw to move up under cover fire from a second. And this started off a series of reactions where a bunch of us were able to move up at least one step. There's another advance by a teammate, and now I'm going to move. And at this point, we are approximately at the bunkers that the opposing team reached off the break. And the opponents are where I'm pointing in the woods out to our left rather than directly in front of us. There goes that guy in the blue shirt that I pointed out earlier, moving way up to the front of our lines. This younger player in yellow was also up at the front all day long. Here I'm going to give him some cover fire so he can move up into that big tree straight in front of me, where we just had a player shift from there over to the right, opening up the spot. Even though he got eliminated, that was a great move, and a bunch of us are going to follow him, because now the game is all about wrapping the final players in the woods. Small tip, when you advance like this, make sure you reload before you go, so you don't have to try to do it on the way. There was one opponent, it turns out, right in the woods in front of us there that nobody saw, but we got him and were able to continue advancing deeper into the trees. This taped off area is actually the opposing starting point, so from here the last few opponents were down the hill deep in the woods. We eliminate one of the remaining opponents right here, and then teammates start moving down the slope to mop up the last few. We're now at the very end of the game. A few teammates have gone down the slope to try to get the last couple of players, while some of us have remained at the top and moved all the way out to the far tape line opposite from where we started the game. Those players down the slope get the last guy, and that is the end of the game. Thanks for watching, everybody. See you soon.